Again, TVC News at 7 in Nigeria's Commercial Nerve Center, where an auxiliary nurse, Ogedengbe, has been identified by the Lagos State Police Command as a prime suspect in Mobad's death. Aside from Ms. Ogedengbe, who is the prime suspect, Naira Marley, Sam Larry, Prime Boy, and one other have also been named as suspects. The Commissioner of Police, Idowu Owohunwa, in a press briefing earlier today said Ms. Ogedengbe administered multiple and highly potent injections on Mobad, whose real name is Ilerioluwa Aloba. The police revealed that the injections, consisting of Tetanus Toxoid, paracetamol, and Cetrazone, an antibiotic, were administered at Mobad's residence on the 12th of September. The medications were said to have triggered an immediate reaction, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsion.
At about 14:35 hours on 12th September 2023, Ms. Ishayo eventually arrived armed with one pack of Cetrazone injection, one vial paracetamol injection, Tetanus Toxoid injection, one vial procaine penicillin injection, 7 ampoules of IM diclofenac, tincture iodine, several needles and syringes. Ms. Ishayo administered the Tetanus Toxoid on the arm of Mobad and gave both the paracetamol and Cetrazone injection intravenously. Immediately, the Cetrazone injection was administered. Ms. Ishayo confirmed that Mobad started vomiting, while goose pimples appeared on his face and all over his body. At this point, it dawned on Ms. Ishayo that Mobad was reacting to the administered medications.
TVC News crime correspondent Kanu joins us live in the studio for more on the efforts of the police in ensuring justice for Mobad. Ivy, it's good to have you in the studio today.
Thank you.
You know, it's amazing the way you have covered the story from the very beginning, the exclusives you were really able to gather on this. And all eyes actually have been on the police. They want to know what this preliminary report is. Walk us through that report.
Police made us to understand that a total of 26 people were interrogated. I almost say suspects were interrogated, and out of that 26, 5 were they narrowed it down to 5. Now, during the course of investigation, the investigative team, which was inaugurated on the 18th of September, you know, had to go to Ikorodu, where he was buried. They went to Lekki, where he lived. And we were told that the CCTV in his house, wasn't working and is still not working. So everything, the details they picked from his home, the gloves, the injection and every other thing were things that they found out when they went there. Now, we were also made to understand that Mobad, when, they gave like a chronicle of on Sunday when he had the show, to when, the unfortunate incident happened. So from where he had the show, he had a fight with somebody, and there was, like a mark or something during the fight. So I think it was during the course of trying to treat that, he was bleeding and all that. And, Mobad tried getting across to his personal nurse, and she wasn't available. And a friend of his who like maybe they lived together, offered to call this particular nurse, who now came, and the whole thing turned haywire. Now, the nurse has been identified as an auxiliary nurse. She wasn't even supposed to give injections and every other thing she did. She's going to be, she's the prime suspect as it is now. Yeah. And Prime Boy, yes, who was earlier declared wanted. Also, I think they had a fight on Sunday, where he had the show. Now, these two are going to be helping with, they've narrowed it down. Naira Marley and Sam Larry, are going to be held. They are still in police custody for, the videos that went viral, the bullying and every other thing. Now, for me, I think they mentioned something about NDLEA. They invited NDLEA, and they've not, honored the invitation. I'm sure they are trying to work like interagency kind of thing.
Okay.
Because they needed NDLEA for that particular video where Mobad was, harassed and eventually arrested. They needed them to come and give, an account of what transpired. They also went to Elegushi Beach. It was a wide investigation that took them to all the necessary places they had to go, the investigative team, and the next thing now is the case file is going to be transferred to DPP for legal advice, and depending on what advice they get from DPP,
yes,
they might charge. I think DPP can also charge to court, or they will return the file to police to charge the 5 suspects to court.
We know that this issue has raised, quite a lot of dust, really. As a matter of fact, there are those who are even pointing fingers at his wife, all of that story on one hand. There are those who think that, because from that interview, some have been saying that Primo doesn't seem to be the one, but of course, it's left to the investigative team to determine which is what
his level of involvement.
Yes, his level of involvement, if any, really, And I'm curious as to if you have been able in recent time to speak with his family, his wife, his mother, his father, or
okay,
any other person.
I try actually to respect the fact that they are mourning. I think she has like 15-month-old baby. Yeah. So for me, as a reporter, I don't think I would want to go that route, And when we had an opportunity of meeting his dad, he wasn't my target, because at that point, I feel a man who is mourning should be given time. He has enough, maybe trouble facing the police, giving information and all that. I think I wouldn't want to, compound. That's why I didn't even bother going to the wife and all the relatives, actually.
All right. So how soon do you think we could just hear again from the police about whether or not they've gotten legal advice from the DPP and what the next line of action would be?
Okay, that would depend on when the autopsy and toxicology results, eventually comes out. Because when that happens, they have to send it to DPP, and that will then determine the next step.
All right, Ivy, thank you very much for giving us this update, and thank you for all you do on the field.
You're welcome.